Hi friends, in today's video I'm going to be explaining how to send a serial data in the VSDSquadron FPGA Mini. Here I have just opened up VirtualBox and I'm typing in my password, and now here in this VirtualBox you're supposed to open the terminal. Yeah, and then you are supposed to it's good to make it full screen, as you can see more, and you can just go on to the and I'm just hopping into the directory in which I have copied the code. Like this one is the VSDSquadron FM experiment is the directory in which the code is present, and the code is in and inside this directory there's uart_tx, and there's where the code is. So as you can see, there are many codes, and all these top codes are just to run an blink LED program after it has been reset. And now we can just open up the code right here. This is not the code. So you can just open up the code using Vim, which you may need to install. And so this is the code right here, and I'm just going to open up the numbers. So now you can see in the first line is just some commands, and then in the modules we're just declaring all the variables, inputs and outputs, constants, inputs and outputs for the entire program, which are clock, tx byte, send data, tx done, tx, etc. And then in this one we're just declaring all the inputs, and the line next to it we're just declaring all the outputs. So then parameters, you can see it's written there. So in that we're just setting up all the parameters, and in state variables, like that little box right there, we're just stating all the types of variables, like registering all of those. And also you can see in the inputs, for input 7:0 tx byte, we're just setting up an 8-bit array. We're going to be invoking that 8-bit array multiple times throughout the code, and then in the 34th line we're just assigning the tx as tx byte, and next we have just put the ASCII binary of the percentage, and we have just converted the ASCII binary of percentage into binary. So the ASCII value is 37, and there we have just converted it, and the rest is just invoking and executing each one of the bits in that number, and there we're just setting up all those things as high, and at first we put all these binary numbers into the buffer, and then as we can just convert binary back onto ASCII, and then the binary number will be imported into the buffer. So if we invoke the ASCII binary, we could see it in the terminal. We could see it in PuTTY. So now I'm just executing the program right here. There's some error. Yeah, so I've just connected the device right now. So now the code is just compiling, and sometimes it takes a bit of time. So here you can just press control. We can just interrupt the code as it's taking a bit too much time. I've used Control Z. So now Control C. Now it's interrupted. So it should generally start immediately after it's written array 64-byte sector. So now it's just taking some time to compile. And it's taking some time. It's on programming, and now reading is generally very fast. And now it has been executed, and now we have to disconnect the USB device or else putty won't be working. So in the master device, you have to open terminal and execute this command if you are in Ubuntu. So after you executed this command, putty should open. So it's this command, env gdk backend x equal to x11 putty, and gdk underscore backend should be capitals. So usually there's a font error in putty. So if you type this entire command, we will solve the error. So now we just select the USB device and click serial, and so as you can see, I'll just full screen it. As you can see, there's a lot of so here, as you can see, in the FPGA board, the connection is very simple. There's actually practically no connections as you don't need to do anything. You can just copy the directory and paste it onto your virtual box, and you can just run it using the sudo make clean, make build, and make flash. You can just execute all of those in one line and separated by semicolon. So if this light here is blinking, you can see you would be able to see the top V and top JSON and top bin files.